Hello coders, welcome to Level Up with Coding. Today I will be discussing the problem 2370 longest idle subsequence. First understand what the problem is. So the problem statement is saying that you have a given a string s. Okay, you have a given a string s and you have to find the length of the string t. But you have to maintain two conditions. What are the conditions? In the t, all the letter should be subsequence of letter s, string s, and in the string t, the adjacent difference between two letters, that means two letters adjacent different, must be less than equal to k, and s and k will be my input. That means this will be provided and I have to find the length of t such that any two letter, that means any adjacent two letter difference must be less than k, and the t should be subsequence of s. That means if I consider a string like a, b, g, h, okay, and I am considering that k is equal to 2. So if what I have to want? I want to find the length of the t such that my t should be subsequence of my s, and in my t the adjacent difference between two letters must be less than equal to k. That means if I choose a and g, this will not valid. Why not valid? A and g is my subsequence of s. This is valid, but the difference between a and g is not less than k because k is 2, but the difference is greater than 2 because the difference between a and g is this is 0 and this is 6, so the difference is 6. I think the problem is clear. And what does this mean, subsequence? Subsequence means the order of the letter should be same as the string s. Okay, because I can take a and ag is my subsequence, but ga not a subsequence, because in the string s a and g in the order, that means after a there is g. Okay, so this is valid, but in my I am saying that ga is a string. In ga the g is before a, so this is not maintaining the order of s, so ga is not a subsequence. Okay, so I think the problem is clear now. So what I have to do, I have a given an s and k. I have to find what is the longest ideal string. Longest ideal string means I have to find a string t such that in the t the difference between any two adjacent letter is less than equal to k, and the t is a subsequence of my s. Okay, I have to find such a t, not the t. I have to find the length of that maximum length of that t. Okay, I am considering the first example. The string is a, c, f, g, b, d, and k is 2. Okay, so if I start with greedily choosing, that means if I start with a is my answer, yes, a can be my answer because a is a part of my subsequence and there is no adjacent element, so we don't need to check the condition. Okay, so if I choose c, yes, I can choose c because the adjacent difference between a and c is less than equal to 2, because for a the ASCII value is 0 and for c the ASCII value is 2. The difference is less than equal to 2, right? So I can choose c. Can I choose f? No, because if I choose f, the ASCII value of f is 5 and the ASCII value of c is 2. So 5 minus 2 this is 3. So it will become greater than k. So I not able to choose f. Can I choose f? H? No, because the ASCII value of g is 6. So I am not able to take 6. Can I take b? Yes, because for the ASCII value of b is 1 and my previous value is 2. So this is valid. I can take b. Can I choose d? Yes, because the ASCII value of b is 1 and the ASCII value of d is 3. so the difference will be less than equal to 2. So I can take D. So what is the length of my ideal subsequence? ACBD is my ideal subsequence. The length is 4. But it will not always give me the correct answer if I choose greedily that way. Let's take an example. If I start for that example greedily, and let's assume K is 2. Okay. So if I choose A, yes, A can be my answer. Then I can able to take B because the difference is less than equal to 2. But I am not able to take F because the difference between B and F is greater than K. Okay, I cannot able to take G. This G is also not possible. This H is also not possible. F is also not possible. But I can able to take C and also D. So what is the length of my ideal subsequence? This is 4. But this is not my answer because I can take F, G, G, H, F, which is my answer because this is the length of 5 and all the adjacent difference is less than equal to 2, right? So I can take this as my answer. So the greedy method will not work. Okay, so how will solve the problem? I will try to find all possible subsequence. So how will generate the all possible subsequence? So after generating all possible subsequence, we can able to find what is the all possible sequence, and I will try with that what is my valid subsequence, and I can take answer by this. That means if I first generate all possible subsequence, then I can able to find what is the longest valid subsequence. Valid means the adjacent difference between any two letter in my subsequence should be less than equal to K. So I can able to find what will be my answer. Okay, so how will generate all possible subsequence? I can simply take and non-take. That means I can consider A is my part of subsequence. I can also skip A. That means in this way I can generate all possible subsequence. That means for every letter I have two choices. That means I can take A or non-take A. Then after A I can take C or I can not take C. Here also I can take C, I can not take C. In this way I can generate all possible subsequence. For generating all possible subsequence, what is the time complexity? 2 to the power n, because I have to do I have two possible ways to take for every n letter, right? So this is the time complexity of 2 to the power n. So my code will be fail, right, in this way. So what I will be doing, I will try to memorize my solution. How we memorize? Let's consider the example, the same example. So for that example, what we have to check? For getting my answer, I have to maintain two conditions. What is the two condition? The adjacent difference between two letter in my result and in my T. That means what I am trying to find, the ideal string, the adjacent difference between two letter must be less than equal to K, and my string will be as a part of subsequence of my given string S. Okay, this is I have to maintain. Okay, so how will check how will maintain the two condition while generating the subsequence? So what I can do, I have two possible ways. I can take a letter, I take a letter, or I will not take a letter. So what I have to do, if I take a letter, so what I have to do, I have to check that in my current subsequence what is the previous letter. If I see the difference between previous letter and my current letter is less than equal to K, so I can able to take the current letter. And if I not taking, so I just simply move to the next letter. Okay, and this is the main condition. So for that case, if I try to find what is the longest subsequence, okay, so I am seeing the first letter is A. So I have two choice. I can take or non take. So if I take the letter, so this will be my part of subsequence. If I not take the letter, this will be empty. What is the next letter? Next letter is C. For that subsequence, can I take C? Yes, I can take C, because the difference between A and C is less than equal to K. But I have also a choice that I will not take the C, so I can skip that. I will not take the C. And for that subsequence also, I can take C or non take C. Yes, obviously I can take C because there is no element, so I can take C. And for that I also have choice that I will not take. In this way I will generate the subsequence. And what we will be doing after two condition, that one is I am taking the string and one is I am not taking the current letter. Okay, I will find what will give me the max length, that means max valid string. I know that I am taking only valid, right? So I will find what is the max. In this way I will solve the problem. And for that case also it will take 2 to the power n time complexity, but I will memorize the solution. That means I will apply dynamic programming, so this will come under n squared. If I apply dynamic programming, it will come under n squared, but n square will also fail because for that problem n is 10 to the power 5, so n square approach will be also fail. But consider a case, observe the problem. What is saying that if my current letter is x and the previous letters is y, do I need the indexes to memorize? Because let's assume this is 0 index and this is 10 to the power 5 index value. Let's assume for that case my string length is 10 to the power 5. Okay, and I am considering that I'll skipping all the element before 10 to the power 5 and only taking 0, and next I am try to taking x. Okay, so for that case do I need to consider indexes? Because for x, what is the valid sequence, what is the valid letter? I'll just check what is the previous element I take. Do I need to take what is the previous index I was? I just have to consider what the previous letter I was take in my string. I can see that my previous string is y, okay, and my current string is x, so I don't need to consider about what is the indexes. So I can reduce the time complexity for memorization using this approach. So I will take just 26 indexes because my letter is between a to z, so this will gives me the value 0 to 25, so I will take in 26. That means my time complexity will be reduced to n into 26. Okay, because I don't need to consider about what is the previous index I am choosing, right? So I have to just take n into 10 to the power 6 array. Then this means the time complexity will be become n into 26, and also the space complexity will be become n into 26. I think the approach is now clear, right? And let's move to the code editor. While I will be coding, I think this will be more clear, right? If you're not able to understand what I'm trying to say, let's move to the code, and after coding I think the concept will be clear. Okay, so let's move to the code editor. So what I am trying to do, I am trying to do first what is the valid subsequence. That means I have tried to find what is the valid subsequence length, longest valid subsequence length. So I will create a function that will give me the string length. So what I will be passing, I will be passing string s, and what is my k, this is given, and I will just passing what is my current index in my string and what is the previous index. That means in my valid subsequence, what is the current index I am and what is the previous index I am choosing. So what I am doing, in first time my previous string is no element I am choosing, right? In the first time the string is empty, so the previous element index is -1 I am considering, and current index is 0, and I am passing s and k because from 0 I will be starting. Okay, my current index is 0. So what I will be doing, if I see that my previous index is equal to -1, that means what I am trying to say, that I have an empty string before, so can I take the current element? Yes, obviously take. And what I am doing, if I see that the difference between the previous element what I am choosing, that means the previous, not the previous index, what is the previous value. That means I am not considering about index, I am considering about what the element I am choosing. Okay, and if I see that what is my current value, my current value is current index value minus a, because this will give me the ASCII value of that number. If I see that this is less than equal to k, that means I can able to take the current letter in my string. So first I will initialize that my take is 0 and non-take is also 0. So if I take, the length will be increased by 1, and I will try to find what is the next letter I can able to take. If I take the current letter, my current letter will be previous for the next. Okay, so what is the ASCII value of my current letter? This is the ASCII value of my current letter, and what will be the next current? So the next letter will be the next current element, and I will try to find what is the next length I can take. And if I not take, I can simply skip the element. That means I'll just tell that what is the previous element, this will be previous, and I will not taking, so I'll skipping the element, I'll move forward, and this will give me the skipping part. That means if I skip one letter current and try to find what is the length from the next upwards. Okay, and after that I am trying to find what is the max length, so I will return just what is the max of take and non-take. Okay, and what will be my base condition? If I see that my current index is equal to string length. Okay, so I'll just simply return 0. That means I am reaching at the end of the string. Okay, so I'll simply return 0. So if I run this code, okay, this will take 2 to the power n time complexity. Why? This will give me an error because I'll change the variable current index to previous index. So it will take 2 to the power n time complexity because I am just using recursion. Okay, and in every letter, that means in every index there is 2 possibility, I can take and non-take. So if I try to reduce the time complexity, I have to memorize my solution. So how will memorize my solution? I will take an DP, and DP array, I'll initialize it with string length into 27. Why 27? As I considering that what is the previous index was, not considering what is the previous index was, I just considering what is the previous element is. So I know there is 26 letter and the ASCII value is between 0 to 25, and maintaining the -1. That means if I not taking any element, so I'll manage the -1 in this way, so that I am taking the 2D array, which is my string length and 27 length. And first I will fill all the element in my array using -1. Okay, -1, and I will pass the DP array in my function. Now what I am doing, if I know that the answer I am previously calculated, that means always what I am doing, I know that my current index and what is the previous value I am choosing, this is already calculated. So if I calculated, I will store in my array. What I am doing, what I am doing that previous +1, because it may happen that I am not choosing any element. So what is the previous element? Previous element is -1. So this will gives me an error. So for removing the error, I just adding +1. Okay, so what I'm doing, if I see that I already calculated the answer for that subsequence, that means that part of subsequence. So what I'm doing, if I see this is not equal to -1, that means previously it was initialized by -1, and I am seeing that this is not -1, that means this is already calculated, so I don't need to calculate. So what I have to do, I just return what is the calculated value. Okay, what is the calculated value? So I also need to pass the DP in that recursion call, and it will give me the solution. Okay, and it accepted, and let's submit it. Yeah, it bit 20%. It is taking too much time because I am calling recursion, and for this approach it will also considering O of n's tag space, so it will take more time. I think the approach is clear, and how the problem I am solving, this thing is clear, right? In case you like our video, make sure you like the video and subscribe our channel and stay connected with us. Thank you.